What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And today we're not talking about the celebs per se, but we're talking about a problem that happens in the Black African American community with amongst men, and that is always calling brothers who don't want to participate in the lives of their children a deadbeat dad. All right. Now, there are certain cases where this can happen. I'll give you one explanation where a man and a woman are together. A man says he wants to have a child with the woman, and then the woman produces the child, and then for whatever reason, because him and the woman can't stay together or she doesn't want to be with him anymore, he takes it out on the child and refuses to be in the child's life, or because of his disdain for her, he doesn't want to be involved in the child's life. And he could pay or not pay child support. That's one of the things, all right? The second situation, which is also probably the most common if you ask brothers, is a situation where a man is in a relationship with a woman, it doesn't work out, the lady still has some animosity towards the guy. It could be because he moved on, it could be because she hates him. And then what she will do is she will not allow the child to be seen by him, but then will turn back around and tell the child that the father doesn't love you. She'll go around telling people that the father doesn't want to be in the child's life. But at the same time, the father is actively trying to see the child, trying to be there. And what happens is that she will not allow the child to have a relationship with the father because of the animosity she has for him. But I want to talk about something that does also happen. And you have black men out there who will tell a woman straight up, like, I'm not interested in being a father. I don't want to be a dad. Children are not for me. And at the same time, it could be even more real. I don't really want anything long term with you. You know, we're hanging out. We're doing what we're doing. And one of the things that I would like you to do is to get on birth control, because I don't want to have a child. At least not with you. Like, I don't mind, hanging out with you, going places. But right now in my life, being a father to a child is something that I don't want to do. So what will happen is that a woman will say stuff like, I can't get pregnant, or I'm on the pill, and these things. And the brother could also be protecting himself by still wearing a condom and all of this. But interestingly enough, what could happen is that the woman will still get pregnant. And it's not that she wants to get pregnant because she wants to have a family or wants this guy. She wants to get pregnant because she wants the child. You'll be surprised the amount of women out there in society, regardless of, nationality or ethnicity, that want to have the child without the guy. I've had a woman that I've met in Uganda straight up tell me that I don't even care. She don't even care about being a Christian. She's a diehard Christian and talks about the Lord all the time, but when it comes to being a single mom, she puts that before Jesus, right? She's gonna have a baby. She don't need the daddy there. She don't care if the kid ends up poor or her end up poor. She wants that child. That's what she wants, all right? And I saw a post from a brother, I think this is a South African brother here on Facebook, that I wanted to share with you. And he says, if I had a kid with someone I had put on the pill or asked to terminate and she refused, I would respect that she chose to keep the baby despite my wishes, and I would expect that she respects my position that I want nothing to do with her or the child. And then he says on the next screen, I would pay the minimum agreed in court, and it ends there. No visits, no bonding, nothing. Is only fair. Okay? Now, he also says this. I remember some girl came on here to expose her deadbeat baby daddy. She found pics of him celebrating Christmas with his wife and kids after the one kid. Homie was not apologetic at all. He reminded her that he told her not to have it and that she will struggle as a single mom. He tried to play that emotional blackmail card of you don't see your firstborn and don't even but buy him clothes, but having a great time and parading with your other kids. She was not ready for his response. And then he says again, he said, yes, those are kids I wanted. You insisted on having a kid I don't want, and I paid what the court ordered me to pay. Keep that little you-know-what away from me. I wanted nothing to do with him then, and I still don't want anything to do with him now. He's yours to keep. So let's talk about that, right? Because there is the abortion topic is something that is very in the black community, or I don't know if those are illegal or in certain parts of Africa. I think it's legal here in Uganda, right? But we got to talk about this whole idea of abortions because, some people are against it. Some people are for it. I mean, I'm, in the middle, you do what you do. But, a lot of times if something like that happens and when a woman gets pregnant, she'll tell the guy I'm pregnant. He will tell her, like, listen, I don't want the child. I'm not in a position to be the father to the child. What's the best decision is we should have an abortion. And, a lot of times women will maybe agree to that at first, but then there's a connection to the child. They will talk to their female friends. They will do all of that. And then the child comes to term, right? And then at the same time, when the guy tells you that he doesn't want to be the father and you produce a child, you're trying to force him to be. Maybe because you want him to be there with you. Maybe because you need more income, you need more help. You want him to keep the child. You want him to give you a break. You want him to do everything. But the guy already let you know, I'm not interested in being a dad. Like, stop asking me, right? I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being a dad. And then you get salty when the guy has kids by somebody else and he's taking care of those children. For example, let's bring up Karl Malone, all right? Karl Malone is a basketball player from the Utah Jazz, right? He was there like in the early 90s and the 2000s, stuff like that, and 80s. Many of you guys know Karl Malone, especially in my generation. He was an excellent power forward, but he had some really personal things out there about him. He had fathered some children. Even when he was in college at Louisiana Tech, he fathered some children with I think somebody that was underage, right? And the women that he fathered children with that was underage, he didn't even take care of them. He didn't take care of them. But he did marry Kay Kinsey, who, they have 4 children. He takes care of all the kids that he has with his wife. He loves those children. All of that. You know what I'm saying? He did what he was supposed to do for the kids that he actually loved and cared about. And see, the issue with that is a lot of people have a hard time with guys like that. I mean, obviously what Karl Malone did was wrong when he was young, with the underage chick. But what I'm saying is that some men will sleep with you. That doesn't mean they want to have a baby with you, because they don't think that maybe you're just worth just that and you're not worth anything else. But I also want to talk to the men, right? Because we also got to look at this. Maybe we should really look at, and possibly looking at, and taking more accountability on this. Not looking to mess with women who you don't want children by. I mean, I know that's a hard pill to swallow, right? But, a lot of times as brothers, we are looking to have kids by women that we're having kids by women a lot of times we don't even like. We don't even want them. But we're just doing something with them on the side. And then at the same time, you give her the availability to put you on child support, and then you have, and then when you don't want to see the kid, that she's not all there mentally. You've already told her that you don't want her as a wife or baby mama, but she's gonna go out and destroy you to society. And then when you do want to have kids, you're stuck with this first kid that you got to pay child support for, which is going to take away from the kids you really want. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to always loom over you. that I got a child out there I'm not taking care of, even though I didn't want it. And then that child, comes out to hate you because you didn't want to be there. And it's not fair, right? So brothers got to make sure that, before you start messing with women and start messing with chicks, anything can happen, right? They can tell you that she's on the pill. They can tell you that they don't want to have a baby. They don't want to get pregnant. And they can loop you into all of that, and then they can get pregnant. So, and my thing is this. Am I closing here? A deadbeat dad, and I got shout out to Alan Roger Curry when he said this. He's the guy that says, I want to be a father, it ends up not being a father. The guy who lets you know up front that he never intended to be a father, I don't think he's a deadbeat. Okay? You're trying to force a guy to be a father, that's actually being a deadbeat mom. You should want to have a child by a guy who wants to be with you, wants to take care of the family, but a lot of times women don't think like that. In America, in the black community, especially in the black community. I can't say in America altogether, but I can say in the black community, we see that all the time. There's a disdain for the baby daddy, a disdain for baby mama, and that kind of stuff needs to stop. So guys, go to the first comment pinned to the top. It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. I'm really appreciating all that you brothers are doing for me. Thank you so much. As you brothers know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I appreciate you. Peace.